In the summer of 2003, neuroscientist Reed Montague ran a highly unusual experiment. He placed people inside an fMRI brain scanner and administered a blind taste test between Pepsi and Coca-Cola. The initial data from the scans was clear. A majority of the subjects physically preferred the taste of Pepsi. But then Montague introduced a single variable. He told the subjects which cup contained Coca-Cola. Almost immediately, 3/4 of the participants changed their minds and claimed the Coke tasted better. This is a scan of the medial prefrontal cortex. That's the region of the brain responsible for handling memories and higher-level cognitive thinking. The imaging revealed that this specific area had entirely overridden the signals coming from the subject's actual taste buds. A simple brand name possessed enough psychological weight to alter the physical reality the brain was experiencing. If 20th century television commercials could exert that much control over our physical senses, consider what modern digital algorithms are executing inside our heads right now. Apex brands like Apple, Nike, and Coca-Cola now operate as psychological engineers. They construct digital architectures designed to target human dopamine and leverage social anxiety to control consumer behavior. Consider how Apple separates iPhone to iPhone messages with a blue bubble, while Android messages are relegated to a stark green. This design choice functions as a social marker with significant psychological consequences. This chart visualizes survey data from US college students. It shows that over 90% of them actively associate those green bubbles with a lower socioeconomic status and even decreased physical attractiveness. The penalty for this stigma is severe. Users are effectively forced into the Apple ecosystem to avoid romantic rejection and group chat exclusion. Studies show users value avoiding that green bubble at $49. By utilizing these mechanics, Apple converts its hardware into a mandatory entry ticket for social acceptance. This diagram maps out the dopamine loop. It is an evolutionary cycle in our brains consisting of 4 distinct stages: anticipation, reward, craving, and repetition. Nike structured their digital ecosystem around hijacking this exact cycle. Their Nike Run Club app relies heavily on challenges, digital badges, and social leaderboards. By injecting these elements, they translate the physical pain of exercise into a highly addictive digital game. But their most aggressive tactic occurs in the SNKR's app. Nike releases highly anticipated shoe collaborations in incredibly small quantities through a lottery system, intentionally triggering intense fear of missing out. This artificial scarcity places the brain under extreme time pressure, forcing it to rely on quick cognitive shortcuts. As a result, basic footwear transforms into a speculative financial asset and a massive status symbol. Nike has successfully converted a physical commodity into a vehicle for a specifically engineered neurochemical hit. Coca-Cola employs classical conditioning, a method of learning where a specific stimulus is paired with a specific response. For a century, they have meticulously paired carbonated sugar water with images of loving families, holidays, and smiling faces. They rely heavily on vibrant red branding because color psychology indicates that red acts as a visual stimulant, directly evoking feelings of passion and excitement. By consistently recycling their own vintage imagery, they effectively tap into a collective human yearning for nostalgia and simpler, happier times. The global success of the brand relies on its ability to link its beverage to an aspirational, universally recognized psychological state. As tech ethicist Tristan Harris explains, the modern attention economy operates as a race to the bottom of the brainstem. These environments are built to keep you glued to your screens and permanently locked inside an extractive ecosystem. This graphic illustrates the psychological toll of that system. It shows that 80% of Generation Z individuals globally report having felt lonely in the past 12 months. To cope with this constant feeling of engineered inadequacy and to keep pace with algorithmic trends, younger demographics are sliding into the buy now, pay later debt trap. Looking at this bar chart, projections show that by 2026, 61% of Gen Zers will have used a buy now, pay later service. Even more alarming, 57% of those users admit they wouldn't be able to make ends meet without these specific loans. That dependency is already fracturing. Nearly half of all buy now, pay later users report paying late on a recent loan. This frictionless, hyper-consumerist culture places a massive, visible strain on the financial stability and mental health of an entire generation. However, a counter-movement is gaining traction. On platforms like TikTok, we are seeing a surge in de-influencing, where creators actively push back against overconsumption and aggressively debunk overhyped products. Young people are growing incredibly weary of influencer-driven consumerism and the exhausting dopamine loops engineered by big tech. Have you ever bought a product purely because of the fear of missing out, or felt the pressure of the green bubble in your own group chats? Let me know your honest experiences down in the comments. If this breakdown changed the way you look at your smartphone or your shopping habits, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of our modern world. I'll see you in the next one.